每天练习英文5分钟，流利英文交谈不是梦。
Let's get started. Today, let's talk about the Coupang data leak crisis. Cybersecurity is increasingly important. Coupang data breach hits 3.4 million users. It has shaken daily life in South Korea. How do we better protect personal data? Before we dive into the topic, a quick heads up if you enjoy this. Definitely like, subscribe, and share it around. Now, let's go! Hey, did you hear about the Coupang data leak? It's really serious.
Yeah, I saw some news about it, but I don't know the details. What exactly happened?
So, Coupang said at first that only a few thousand customer accounts had some strange access. But after more checking, they found out that data from about 33.7 million users was actually exposed.
Wait, 33.7 million? That's like almost everyone who uses Coupang in Korea, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Coupang is the biggest online shopping site there, so this is one of the biggest data leaks in the country's history.
What kind of information was leaked? Was it just emails? Or something more serious?
It was more than just emails. The leaked data includes names, email addresses, home or delivery addresses, and sometimes people's order histories.
Wow, that's scary. So someone could see what you bought and where you live.
Exactly. Coupang said that credit card numbers and passwords were not leaked, but for many people, that doesn't make them feel safe. Just knowing that a stranger might know your address and all the things you ordered is already very uncomfortable.
Do they know how this happened? Was it some hacker group online?
The crazy part is, it was probably an insider. The main suspect is a former Coupang employee, a developer who worked on their login and security system.
So someone who actually helped build the system is the one who broke it?
That's what the reports say. Because this person knew the system so well, they could get around the normal login checks and look at a lot of customer data over several months.
Months? So the company didn't notice for a long time?
Yeah. The illegal access seems to have started around late June, but Coupang only found unusual access in mid-November. That delay is one reason why people are so angry. They feel the company should have noticed much earlier.
I can understand that. If I used Coupang every day and then learned my data was open for months, I'd be really mad too.
A lot of people in Korea feel that way. Some media are calling it the worst personal data leak the country has ever had. Users are saying things like, "I trusted them with my life information, and they failed."
How is the government reacting? Are they doing anything about it?
Yes, the police and government agencies are investigating together. Officials even went to Coupang's offices to check their systems, and regulators are now looking at whether the company broke data protection laws.
So Coupang might get a big fine?
Very big. Some reports say the fine could reach hundreds of millions of dollars, depending on what the investigation finds. And that's on top of the damage to their reputation and possible resignations among top managers.
What about the users right now? What could happen to them because of this leak?
The biggest risk is scams. If someone has your name, email, address, and order history, they can send very realistic fake messages. For example, they could email you and say, "There is a problem with your recent order of shampoo to this address," and write your real address.
Yeah, that would look very real. I'd probably click it without thinking.
That's the problem. People might click links, enter card details, or share more information because the message looks so true. Also, just knowing that your home address and shopping habits are out there makes many people feel unsafe.
This makes me think, if a big company like Coupang can't protect data, can any company really keep our information safe?
That's what a lot of people are asking now. One big lesson is that insider threats are very serious. It's not just outside hackers. Companies need strong rules to control who can see what, and they must check employee access all the time.
And they need better systems to notice strange activity quickly, right?
Exactly. The longer a leak continues, the more damage it does. This case is pushing governments and companies to talk more seriously about data protection and who is responsible when something goes wrong.
It also reminds users that all this convenience has a price. We give away a lot of personal information for fast delivery and easy shopping.
True. Convenience is great, but it comes with responsibility. Companies have to protect the data they collect, and users need to stay careful, watch for strange messages, and check news about big leaks like this.
I guess from now on, when I sign up for any big service, I'll think twice about what information I really need to share.
Same here. The Coupang leak is a big warning for everyone, not just in Korea, but in any country that depends heavily on online platforms. All right, everyone, ready to take your English conversations to the next level? Today, we're learning phrases you can use to talk about any news story or problem. These phrases work for many topics, not just the Coupang data leak case. Here are a few ways to kick off a conversation. For example, did you hear about the Coupang data leak? Or I saw some news about it, but I don't know the details. Or what exactly happened? These phrases help you open a conversation about any news. You can replace Coupang data leak with other topics, like a new app, policy change, or security problem. Once you've heard the basic facts of a situation, a simple, "That sounds really serious," helps signal that you understand the gravity of the matter. When you hear something surprising or worrying, you can say, "Wait, seriously?" Or "Wow, that's scary." Say these phrases when something shocks you or sounds dangerous, like hearing about a huge data leak. "Wait, seriously?" sounds casual and friendly. "Wow, that's scary" shows you understand the danger. When someone talks about their feelings, such as angry, worried, upset, and so on, you can say, "I can understand that," or "I'd be really mad too." These phrases show empathy when someone feels angry or upset, like Coupang users after the data leak. "I can understand that" is polite. "I'd be really mad too" shows you agree with their feelings. When you talk about phishing emails or fake messages that look true, you can say, "That would look very real," or "I'd probably click it without thinking." After the Coupang leak, scammers could use real order details to make fake emails look perfect. These phrases explain why those scams are so dangerous. Next, we can give some basic facts. There are a few phrases that we can use. For example, at first, they said only a few thousand accounts were affected. Or later, they found out millions of users were exposed. These phrases tell a story in time order, just like the Coupang case where they first said thousands were affected, then found out it was 33.7 million users. Notice how at first and later show the change. Next, we can show the size and type of the problem. Here are some examples. 1. That's one of the biggest data leaks in the country's history. 2. The leaked data includes names, email addresses, and home addresses. Use these to explain how big and what kind of problem happened. You can change data leaks to storms, strikes, or other events. Includes helps you list important details clearly. Next, we can describe emotional reactions to a serious issue, even before any direct harm happens. You could try, "Just knowing that feels really uncomfortable," or "It makes people feel very unsafe." Many Coupang users felt this way when they learned their personal information was exposed. These phrases talk about emotions, not just facts. Try using them about your own feelings. After data leaks like Coupang's, the main danger is realistic phishing attacks. Say, "The biggest risk is," and name one danger you worry about most. When you connect one event to a larger question about safety or privacy, you might want to use, "This makes me think about how safe our data really is." This phrase connects one news story to a bigger question about all the online services you use. It makes you sound thoughtful. What bigger question does the Coupang leak make you think about? Let me know. Comment down below. Next, we can talk about what we learned from this issue. You can phrase it like, "I can see why people are so angry," or "This case shows how serious insider threats can be." In the Coupang case, a former employee caused the leak, so people were furious. The first phrase shows you understand their anger. The second explains the lesson about insider dangers. Next, we would like to talk about the company's responsibility. You might want to use, "Companies need stronger rules to protect our data," or "They also need better systems to notice strange activity quickly." Coupang was criticized for weak security monitoring. These phrases suggest practical improvements companies must make. What other improvements would you suggest to companies? Comment down below. When you want to give a general lesson to all users, you could try, "It's a big warning for everyone who uses online services." This moves from one case like Coupang to a message for everyone using online shopping or apps. It's a strong way to end a conversation about news. And use "from now on," I'll to show a new habit after learning something. For example, "From now on, I'll think twice before sharing my information." After hearing about data leaks, we all need to change habits. This phrase shows a strong decision for the future. What new habit will you start from now on? Let me know. And you can use the following phrases to talk about concrete actions you will take to protect yourself. 1. I'm going to be more careful with emails and links. 2. I'll try to share only the information that is really necessary. These are specific actions to stay safe after data leaks. Be careful with links and don't overshare when signing up for services. Which action will you do first? We'd love for you to share that with us. You crushed it! Great work! Focus on mastering just a couple of phrases a day. It's those small wins that build true fluency over time. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much. See you next time.